Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to our podcast. In today's podcast, we are sponsored by Cane, a pain-killing alcohol. We will also be talking about Anatole France's Our Lady's Juggler.
But before we start, may I ask how everyone is doing? Let's start with Andre.
I'm fine. My week has been pretty busy, but still quite enjoyable.
Same here. All I've been doing was sleep, eat, and work.
I'm still tired since I just came back from our province yesterday. It ended up a 7-hour drive due to traffic. I can't wait to talk about Our Lady's Juggler.
I was binge watching TV shows on Netflix since I was unoccupied for a couple of days.
I'm doing fine as well, and I spent the past few days relaxing and watching anime. So to officially start, I will first give a brief history of Anatole France's life and achievements. And since we've all read Our Lady's Juggler during our spare time, we will discuss the story through the elements of a short story. So Anatole France was a French poet, journalist, and novelist with quite a few bestsellers. Penguin Island, The Gods Are Thirst, The Revolt of the Angels are examples of his bestsellers.
If you have not read Our Lady's Juggler yet, I highly recommend reading it first. Since this is a pre-recorded podcast to be posted on our YouTube channel, you can always come back to watch this video.
Our topic for today, the Jongleur de Notre Dame, or Our Lady's Juggler, was first printed in 1890 in a newspaper and later published in a short story collection during 1892.
So we are going to begin with the elements of the story, starting with the characters. The major characters of the story are Barnabas, a native of Compiègne, a monk who helped Barnabas with his troubles, and the Holy Virgin, who blessed him in the end. There are also the three brothers named Brother Maurice, Brother Alexander, and Brother Marbaud.
The story's setting is in the city of Compiègne in the days of King Louis. Later on in the story, Barnabas will later go to the monastery to serve the Holy Virgin.
Its plot is about the hard life of a juggler who wanders from town to town, often hungry and exposed to the elements. He meets a monk who assures him that a monk's calling is the greatest in the world. The juggler becomes a monk, but soon he becomes despondent as he feels he does not have the skills necessary to properly worship the Virgin Mary. The juggler's sorrow deepens until he wakes up one morning and joyously goes into the chapel alone and stays for more than 1 hour. Each day, the juggler spends time alone in the chapel and emerges refreshed. One day, the prior of the monastery and the two brothers enter the chapel to see what the juggler is doing, and they catch him juggling before the statue. Though at first they think it is sacrilege, when they realize he is being blessed, they bow down to the floor.
The resolution of the story is the purest and kindness of a person, shows that he or she believes in God.
Finally, the moral lesson. The moral lesson of the story is that the juggler's tale can teach us a valuable lesson about simplicity and the notion that everyone has something to give. Whatever our strengths and gifts are, they are valuable and deserving.
That's all for this week's podcast. Check out more of our previous podcasts, like when we discussed Don Quixote by Miguel Cervantes de Saavedra.
You can also comment below for requests. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you for watching, everyone.
I'm still tired since I... Wait. Di ko kita. Wait.
Ulit naman na rin.
Without any fee?
The major characters of the story are Barnabas, the...
Its plot is about the hard life of a juggler who wanders from town to town.
But before we start, may I ask how everyone is doing? Let's start with Andre.